Good day everyone, I'm teacher Gretchen and I'm going to discuss to you the lesson in English 7, Quarter 1, Week 2 of the Matatag curriculum. Our learning competency is analyze literary texts as expressions of individual or communal values within. The topic of our lesson is about the basic elements of poetry. First, let's define poetry. So what is a poetry? Poetry is a type of writing that uses creative language, rhythm, and emotion to share feelings, ideas, or stories. So what are the basic elements of poetry? Number 1 is form. Form refers to how the poem is put together. It includes rhyme scheme, stanzas, rhythm and meter, line length. One part of form is the rhyme scheme. It is the pattern of rhyming words at the end of lines in a poem. We use letters A, B, C to show which lines rhyme. Let's now have an example of the rhyme scheme. Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. With the words blue and you, we put the letter B since they are rhyming words. And the others, like red and sweet, we put letter A and C since they don't rhyme. Another part of form is rhythm and meter. Rhythm and meter refer to the pattern flow of sound in poetry. They create the musicality and structure of poetry. Also under form is the stanza. A stanza is a group of lines in a poem. It is made up of 2 or more lines. Stanzas are usually separated by a blank space and often share a similar rhyme scheme or rhythm. Let's now have the example of stanza. The first 4 lines is the first stanza. The second 4 lines is the second stanza. And lastly, under form is the line length. Line length means how many words or syllables are in one line of a poem. It affects the rhythm, tone, and feeling of the poem. And now the second basic element of poetry is the line. A line is just one row of words in a poem. It shapes the poem's rhythm and sets the tone. A line can be short, long, or one word. Example of a line is, the moonlight glows across the sea. The third basic element of poetry is the imagery. It uses descriptive language to paint pictures in the reader's mind. Imagery has different types, and one of them is the gustatory imagery or the sense of taste. Gustatory imagery describes flavors and taste. An example to this is the sweet burst of ripe mangoes melted in my mouth. Another type is the tactile imagery or the sense of touch. It describes textures and temperature. Example to this is soft velvet petals brushed fingertips. Another type is the olfactory imagery or the sense of smell. It focuses on scents and smells. Example is lavender fields perfume the morning air. Another type of imagery is the kinesthetic imagery or the movement. It describes movement and physical activity. Example, waves dance and leap against the rocky shore. The last type of imagery is the organic imagery or internal feelings. It shows internal sensations like hunger, pain, joy, and calmness. Example is warmth spread through my chest like sunlight. The fourth basic element of poetry is the sound devices. Sound devices are techniques that make poems sound musical and fun to read aloud. In sound devices, there is rhyme. These are words that have similar ending sounds. And also, there's rhythm. This is the beat of the poem. Letter C in sound devices is the alliteration. It means repeating the same sound at the start of words. Example is, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Letter D is assonance. It means repeating vowel sounds in nearby words. Example is, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Letter E is the consonants. repeating consonant sounds within or at the end of words. Example is the lumpy, bumpy road. The last one is onomatopoeia, words that imitate sounds like buzz, splash, crash, or zizzle. These words help you hear the poem. Let's now move forward to the fifth basic element of poetry, figurative language. Figurative language uses creative comparisons to make poems more interesting and meaningful. Figurative language has also different types. Letter A is simile. Simile means compares two different things using the words like or as. Example to this is, her voice was as soft as a whisper. Letter B is metaphor. It means it also compares two things but without using like or as. It says one thing is another. Example to this is, time is a thief. Letter C is personification. Gives human actions or feelings to non-human things like objects or animals. Example to this is, the wind whispered through the trees. Letter D is hyperbole. Is a huge exaggeration used for effect. Example is, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. The last type is oxymoron. Oxymoron is when two opposite or very different words are put together to make a new, often surprising meaning. Example is, the ending of the story was bittersweet, bringing both tears and a smile. The sixth basic element of poetry is the theme. The theme is the main message or lesson of the poem. It's what the poet wants you to understand, feel, or think about. The examples of theme are hope, love, friendship, loss, nature, and courage. And now, the seventh and the last basic element of poetry is the context. Context helps us understand why a poem was written and what it means. Context has three different types, and one of them is the biographical context. It is about the poet's life. If a poet writes about war and we find out they were a soldier. The next one is the historical context. It is about the time the poem was written. If a poem talks about hunger or protest and was written during a revolution or pandemic, that time period affects the meaning. And the last one is the social cultural context. It is about the society and the culture around the poet. A poem that celebrates nature might come from a culture that deeply respects the earth. And that concludes our lesson on the basic elements of poetry. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye everyone and God bless.